Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at October 2022 predictions and advice. So I quickly wanted to thank everyone for being patient with me while I got this out. If you can't tell by my voice, I've been sick again, but luckily it's just a cold and I'm feeling fine. I just don't sound fine, so don't worry about that. But we have 3 different piles for y'all to choose from today, with 3 different stones. Starting with pile 1's oracle cards, we have this Mookaite Jasper palm stone on top. And then for pile 2's stack of oracle cards, we have this black Moonstone on top. And then for pile 3, we have this Kambaba Jasper palm stone on top. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It is absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. You might find that there are multiple messages for you in different piles, or maybe there's some messages that resonate for you in different piles. Whatever works best, just do what feels right to you. Take what resonates, discard the rest. It's important to remember that during future predictions, we are always channeling and looking at energies based upon the most likely outcome in the present moment when you're watching this. So just know that nothing is ever set in stone and that you always do have free will. But with that being said, once you have picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the comment section or the description box, where I will have all the timestamps listed down below. And then once you have picked your pile, I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Mookaite Jasper palm stone and this first stack of oracle cards, this is going to be your reading on October 2022 predictions and advice. I cannot believe how fast the year has gone, but let's go ahead and see the energy of your overall month. So to start, we have joy, rejoicing in the present. We have the Angel of Love. We have the Cosmic Highway. The universe is on your side. We have Archangel Uriel with Divine Wisdom. And we have Self-Inquiry, Reflection, Purpose, and Individuation. So interestingly, when I pulled out this Archangel Uriel card, I don't know why, but it kind of made me think of the Deathly Hallows symbol. So I don't know if some of y'all are going to be having a Harry Potter marathon this month or something like that, but if that is a synchronicity or confirmation for you, definitely take that. But I definitely think that the energies for your overall month are really wonderful. I love to see joy and rejoicing in the present, and also the Angel of Love. I think actually this is a theme that is going to be for everyone this month. There's a lot of angelic energy coming in, and I think part of that is because, you know, we're going through it right now. But I think that this is a month where you guys are going to be really refocusing on what is truly important, what really matters, especially if you've been bogged down by negativity recently, or you've just really been focused on what's going wrong or what seems to be falling apart. I feel like you're going to start seeing the wisdom and the challenges that you've been facing, and this wisdom isn't something outside of you. It's a wisdom that you have within you, where you're going to be realizing, oh, okay, so these challenges are showing me how I can navigate them more easily, or how I can approach situations from a perspective that's not only going to benefit me but bring me more peace, if that makes sense. I feel like you're going to be feeling more in touch with your intuitive body, where you're going to be seeing more synchronicities and things like that. I also feel like you're going to be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. If you've been going through a lot of struggles the past couple months, or you've really been feeling lost, or feeling like you've kind of been walking in the dark. Like, I'm literally seeing someone who's like in a dark room, and they're like trying to, you know, like move their hands out in front of them to figure out where they're going. I feel like it's almost like your eyes are adjusting and you're starting to understand, okay, this is where I'm going next. This is where I'm headed. And I feel like you're starting to have more peace with the present moment. I also feel like you're going to be getting a lot of confirmations this month of just how loved you are by the universe and how sacred and important your mission is on this earth, even if you don't know what that is, even if you don't know what your purpose is or why you're even here. I feel like you're going to be realizing, oh my God, okay, the universe has had my back this whole time, and they have loved me even when I've been frustrated with them. They have guided me even when I have felt lost. I feel like there's just going to be this realization that not only can you trust the universe, but you can trust yourself to be strong enough to navigate the challenges that you're going through. And I think as a result, you are going to be feeling a lot of joy in the fact that, one, you've made it this far and you've overcome so much, but two, I think everybody likes fall season. I mean, if you're in the northern hemisphere, fall's kind of fun. So I think that there might be, you know, especially like exciting opportunities, like opportunities to celebrate, whether it be Halloween or birthdays. I do want to say a big happy birthday to my Libras and Scorpios in the month of October. I feel like you're gonna be having blessings this month. Sorry about my voice. If you didn't watch the intro, I've been sick again, but I feel like you are just gonna be realizing like the love that's always in front of us, but that we may not necessarily see because we're getting bogged down by the details or the frustrations of our everyday life. I feel like you're going to be feeling clearer and more confident this upcoming month, and I think that you are just going to be seeing evidence of the divine's love for you, or the universe's love for you. But not only that, like the people in your life as well, I feel like are going to be showing you how much they love you as well. I also feel like it's interesting that this self-inquiry card is a number 15, because I think that you're going to be seeing what habits and behaviors you have in your own life that have been holding you back from joy. Obviously, there are things external to us that we can't control, but when we get too focused on that, sometimes we can forget how our own behavior can also stop us from being open to more joy in the present moment. So I think that you're going to be reflecting on what habits of yours are not really serving you and not really helping you at this time. And I think that the changes that you're going to make as a result are going to help you see how simple it can be sometimes to shift your energy to a more joyful state. So I definitely think that this is overall a very positive month. And I think that this is a month of empowerment for you, where you see that even though things may not be happening the way you would like them to, or things may not be unfolding in the way you expected them to, that there's still hidden blessings in the way things unfold, and that sometimes it's not that we're not being loved by the divine or that we're being neglected or ignored by the universe, but it's that we're not paying attention to the things that we do have in front of us that we can be grateful for, the things that are already blessings that we can be grateful for. It's almost like a shift of focus to remembering the blessings that you do have and recognizing that focusing on those blessings is going to help you attract even more of those blessings. I feel like you're on the right path. I feel like one thing you need to know is that your spirit team, the universe, is really encouraging you. I feel it's like really intense. I don't want to cry, but like I'm feeling this kind of really intense energy right now. If any of you have had loved ones that have passed on recently, I feel like you are going to be getting signs from them this month. So don't brush those off as something of just like confirmation bias. Don't do that to yourself. Like, love is something that exists whether we're in a physical body or not. And when our loved ones leave us, you know, in the physical form, that doesn't mean they leave us permanently. And I feel like, you know, if you have been struggling with that, to be open and pay attention to when it seems like they may be sending you signs of love, because I do feel like they're not only protecting you, but they want you to know that they want you to be happy too, and that they love you so much, and that their lack of presence on this plane is not something that they want you to be so focused on that it stops you from living in the moment. Obviously, grief is a natural and normal thing, and the grieving process is very challenging, and I'm not saying not to grieve or anything like that, but what I am saying is that your loved ones, I think, are going to be providing extra support, whether they are here in the physical or not, and reminding you of just how much love there is for you and just how much you deserve to feel joy and feel love, no matter how challenging life gets, no matter how difficult things may be. You know, we all deserve to have a moment of joy to ourselves, whether that's drinking our favorite coffee, or, you know, doing a project that we love, or watching a TV show that makes our day a little bit better. I think that this is just about recognizing where your power lies this month and not allowing the things that are frustrating you or the things that are making you feel very discouraged to inhibit you from opening yourselves up to make things easier or to bring a little bit of joy into your life, however that may be. It's almost like finding joy in spite of the challenges that have the word I'm hearing is like plaguing you. I just feel really called, like, I wish I could give you a hug, honestly. But what I want you to know is that things are getting better, even if it doesn't feel like it. And you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be frustrated. You're allowed to feel whatever you're feeling. And the more you allow those feelings to come, the sooner you can make room for more positive emotions. And the thing is too, is like, you shouldn't feel like you have to shove away any negative emotions you feel or experience. I think oftentimes negative emotions can help us appreciate the more positive emotions that we get in the future, and to recognize, you know, just how valuable those states of being can be. There's a place for everything, and obviously not more challenging emotions are something that we might want to push away or we might want to deny, but recognizing that, you know, those are just a part of life, and it doesn't mean we won't ever feel joy again. I feel like if you have been dealing with a lot of difficult emotions, this month is an opportunity to see the joy that still exists in life despite the challenges, and to recognize that none of your challenges have been the universe putting you down or the universe neglecting you. You know, challenges are kind of a universal thing that we all go through, and I think this is just a month where things are starting to look up, and you're starting to see the brighter side of things, and you're also starting to see how your perception of the challenges that you're going through can either soften your experience and make you kinder to yourself, or create more stress for yourself than is necessary. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to go ahead now and get into some more specifics for this month. And what I'm going to be doing is just looking at a blessing, a challenge, and something to be aware of this month. And I don't know what you guys are going through, but I feel really called. Like, I hope me talking about this doesn't sound like I'm invalidating any pain or challenges that you might be going through. I feel like the universe is just wanting you to know that you are so loved, and that, you know, no matter what you may be going through, to know that you don't need to add pain to your situation by being hard on yourself on top of it. You know, give yourself the grace of knowing that you're doing the best you can with the tools that you've been given. You know, we're all doing the best that we can, whether we think we are or not. And I think sometimes we are our worst critics, and we can, you know, really be hard on ourselves when the divine or the universe doesn't want that for us. So, Spirit, what is a blessing that pile 1 will be experiencing this month? And what is a challenge that pile 1 will be experiencing? And what is something that they should be aware of this month? What do you want pile 1 to be aware of, please? I almost feel like some of you are watching this and like not believing that things are gonna get better, and I wish I could like come into your life with a megaphone and like cheer you on, but I guess the best thing I can do is offer this video. And I do want you to know that even if you don't believe that things are going to get better, that's okay. You're totally entitled to see things that way. Like, whatever you're feeling or experiencing is valid. I don't want to invalidate that, but I do want to say that if you're really struggling with negativity right now, I think one of the most helpful things you can do, instead of trying to force the negativity away or force yourself to think differently, just be open-minded to the idea that things could get better, and that you could still experience beautiful things even when times are challenging. I feel like this is a lot about not invalidating what you're going through, but really validating the challenges of whatever you're going through and asking yourself, okay, what can I do to be kind to myself in this moment? What can I do to show compassion towards myself? What can I do to have a little bit of joy in this moment, in this period of time? Because you deserve that. Even if whether you're going through struggles or challenges or not, everyone deserves to find joy and beauty in the present moment. And I also think as well, you know, if you're maybe doing better, but you see, you know, your loved ones or people you care about going through struggles, you know, if that is something that is weighing heavy on you, you know, asking yourself or them, you know, what can I do to make this moment a little bit easier? I feel like whether it's you that's going through the struggles or the people around you, I feel like no matter what, there's a lot of love at play this month, where I think you're going to be seeing just the power of compassion and connection and the power of the mind in terms of being open to solutions rather than focusing on what's going wrong. Okay, so Spirit, what is a blessing that pile 1 is going to be experiencing this month? And what is a challenge that pile 1, I meant to say pile 1, not pile 2. And what is something that pile 1 needs to be aware of this month? What do you want to give them a heads up about? Okay, so starting with a blessing this month, we have the Ace of Swords and the Numinous, Mystery, the Unknowable, the Unknown, the Unknowable, ESP, Psychic Abilities, the Cosmos, Universal Truth, Oneness, Source, the Unnameable, Shadow Work, Inner Knowing, Tingling, Ghosts, Otherworld, Space, Enigmas, the Occult, Intuition. So this is really beautiful. This is clarity. This is the wisdom that's coming in from the challenges that you've been experiencing. I feel like if you have a lot of questions, you've had a lot of questions, or you're just like waiting on clarity or waiting on answers, this is the month where you're getting that. And I feel like a lot of this clarity is coming from within. I feel like one thing that you're going to be realizing this month, like I think that actually if you've had an intuitive feeling about something really significant in your life, you might be getting confirmation of that this month. You might also be getting flashes and visions of the future. That's called precognition. And you might have denied that in the past, but you might be getting evidence of that being real this month. I feel like there's a realization of, oh my God, I can trust myself to get through this. Oh my God, I'm so much stronger than I thought I was. And you are so much stronger than you think you are. Damn, I wish I could give you a hug. Man, Astro Madison is sending a hug your way. So I hope that you get it. But I want you to know that you are getting clarity this month and you are seeing the wisdom and what you've been going through. And I think the beautiful thing as well is that this wisdom is not just going to benefit you, but I think you're going to be able to benefit the people that you care about with this wisdom as well. I think that you could also serve as an inspiration to the people around you. And I think that this is a month where you're seeing, okay, the universe is on my side, and even if I don't think it is, that doesn't mean it isn't. This is all about recognizing how the power of our mind can either help us or hinder us. And I think you're recognizing how you want your mind to help you. You want your mind to encourage you and keep you open to the infinite and limitless possibilities that the universe has. And I think that there's just a lot of clarity coming this month that the universe does have your back. The universe is open to helping you, that you're not in this alone. And not only that, I think that you may have opportunities this month where you see like, I knew I was right about that, and you get confirmation in the physical. Or maybe you have been following your intuition about something, but you haven't gotten confirmation that it's the right thing. I definitely think you'll be getting confirmation of that this month. Clarity is a huge thing. If there's been any uncertainty around a situation like a job application or any applications or any anything that you've been seeking answers to, I see you getting the answers for that. You could be literally manifesting opportunities out of thin air just by speaking them into existence. I think your voice is especially powerful this month. And one color that I think is like your color theme this month is gold. And I almost kind of heard Midas touch. So I feel like you have a very potent voice and a very potent opportunity to manifest a lot this month. And I think that the universe is really saying, hey, pile one, let's be very conscious about how we use our words and how we perceive things, because I almost feel like you could either you could help or hinder yourself this month based on how you're talking about yourself, based on your attitude and things like that. So I feel like this month is a lot about clarity, a lot about recognizing the true power that lies within you, recognizing just how incredible and powerful you are, recognizing about the power that lies within finding the joy in the moment, rather than beating yourself up for what isn't happening or what you wish could be different. I think that you are going to start trusting your intuition more, even when you don't quite understand it. And I think you are starting to fully recognize how your brain and the way that your brain operates can either help you forward or get you stuck into patterns or beliefs that don't serve your growth. So I definitely think that this blessing is really it's almost like a gateway, opening you up to so many new opportunities, opening you up to possibilities you couldn't have even imagined, opening you up to really just the beauty and the mystery and the recognition that you don't have to know how things are going to unfold, but knowing that no matter what, the universe has your back and everything will happen as it's meant to be, and things are working in your favor. I also think that for some of you may be getting communication from someone that you've been wanting to hear from, or maybe you could start talking to someone new that has a interest in the occult or psychic abilities. You know, if you're really interested in tapping into your intuition and things like that, it's possible that you could meet, for some of you, like a mentor, or you could find a class or something like that and make connections with people that have similar interests as you. I definitely think that this is a month. I know this is super vague, but remember, it is a general reading. I definitely think that there's just a lot of clarity coming this month, and the ways in which that clarity is coming and how it happens is going to be different for all of you. But the overarching theme is that you are getting clarity this month about things that you have wanted to know about. You could be getting that clarity through communication. You could be getting it through psychic insight. It's all kind of a mystery. The universe is like, they're kind of tight-lipped about it. It kind of feels like not wanting to ruin a surprise, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and look at the challenge this month. So we have the Ace of Cups and conjunction with empowerment. Combines with, enhances, strengthens, joins forces, activates, intensifies, allies with, concentrates, overrides, overwhelms. Okay, I'm actually going to get a clarifier for this because this doesn't... Spirit, can you clarify the Ace of Cups, please? Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so I definitely feel like if good things are happening to you this month, you might be kind of pushing them away or not really trusting them. I do think there is a bit of you that is maybe a bit uncertain about the opportunities coming to you. The fact that we have two aces here, this definitely seems like new beginnings. And I think that if you've been coming out of an especially challenging cycle, it's quite possible that you don't want to be open to these new opportunities and these new beginnings because you're afraid of losing them, or you're afraid of letting your guard down and getting hurt. And I feel like what Spirit is trying to get you to understand is that these opportunities are not being brought to you to be taken away from you. These opportunities are being brought to you so that you can experience more joy and experience more love. Life is not all about suffering. Obviously, all of us do suffer at times and life can be challenging, but I do think that your challenge this month is being open to opportunities that bring you more love, that bring you more joy. And I think this is the sad thing, like when we do experience wonderful things, it is hard to lose those things. And sometimes it's hard to enjoy having good things happen to us because we're so used to things going poorly. We're so used to things being ripped away from us. And I feel like this month is an exercise in recognizing that you have opportunities to embrace joy and embrace love. And you're not meant to shy away from them. You're not meant to push them away, but instead be open to them. That's your real challenge, which is a beautiful challenge to have. I mean, being open to, like, for some of you, this could be a romantic opportunity, the Ace of Cups. I do feel like whatever this is, it could be like a new beginning within an established relationship. It could be a new opportunity that brings you a lot of emotional excitement. So it doesn't have to be, for example, a relationship. It could be a new opportunity in your job. It could be a promotion. It could be a new home. It could be a new idea or opportunity that brings you a lot of excitement. There's a lot of opportunities coming your way. And that's the thing about aces, is that they're opportunities. So they're not necessarily guaranteed. You have to be open to them. And so I think with this conjunction card, I think that you are not only being brought clarity this month, but the challenge with this clarity is recognizing that you're safe to take these opportunities. You're safe to be open to joy. I really feel like this Queen of Pentacles represents you, but it could represent the person that you are meant. This Queen of Pentacles could be the person offering you this Ace of Cups moment. Pentacles are in earth signs, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This person doesn't have to be, but this could be someone, you could be getting an offer from someone who is particularly nurturing, or maybe you're feeling like you want to offer a Queen of Pentacles type person something, and maybe you're afraid of being rejected, or maybe that's the challenge, being strong enough to, or not being strong enough, scratch that. Being courageous enough to open yourself up to love, to open yourself up to something different, to be willing to put yourself out there even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be. This is all about empowering yourself and realizing that life does not want you to hold back from the things that bring you joy. But life can't stop you from holding back from the things that bring you joy, if that makes sense. This is a lot about empowering yourself to see the beauty in your life and to see how you can play an active role in that, and have the courage to be open to it, or have the courage to take action even when you're afraid. That is what courage is. Like, let me be real with you guys. Every video I film, I'm absolutely terrified. But I do it anyway because I love it, and it brings me joy, and I'm not going to let the fear stop me, even though it may slow me down, or it may take me a little while, or it may cause me to have a million disclaimers in my videos because I'm afraid of hurting someone's feelings or someone taking something the wrong way. But I just have to have the courage to do it anyway. And I feel like this is an excellent example of your challenge is not seeing the beautiful things coming into your life as a challenge, but an opportunity to receive more. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is a very stable energy. And I feel like if you've gotten to a place of stability and you've grown and healed a lot, you have to be able to trust that when beautiful things come your way, you're not going to fumble the bag. Like, you are being brought these things for a reason, and you're not the same person that you were before. And I think it's very easy to have negative assumptions about how things are going to play out when that's been your only experience in the past. The challenge for you is to say, hey, these cool things are coming my way. I'm going to challenge myself not to shit all over it, is the best way I can put it. I'm going to challenge myself not to discourage myself about it. I'm going to challenge myself to be open and be vulnerable. And I feel like maybe this challenge is being vulnerable with someone that you care about, or being vulnerable about an opportunity. Maybe you're trying something different, or maybe you're launching something really important to you and it requires a level of vulnerability. I feel like what you're meant to see is that these challenges that are bringing forth are just going to bring you closer to joy, and also help you feel more empowered in your life path. And truthfully, this could literally, there could be no one involved with this except the universe. Like, this could just be the challenge for you, is like consciously co-creating with the universe in a way where you're trusting the blessings that you're receiving. But with this beautiful butterfly here, I just feel like you have transformed so much and you've grown and healed so much. You are not the person that you once were. You have evolved so much, and it's so unfair to yourself to bring yourself down or talk down the blessings that you're receiving because you feel unworthy or you feel undeserving. Because I feel like the universe is saying, no, pile one, you deserve these blessings. You deserve all the beautiful things coming your way. And I think that your blessings are being protected by the angelic realms. I think angels are going to be working extra hard to make sure you feel safe, make sure you feel loved, and make sure you feel courageous enough to take these opportunities. And I did kind of want to quickly mention something about angels. They don't care whether you believe in them or not. So even if you don't believe in them, you can still pray to them. Like, they still love you. They still care about you. And the thing about angels is that praying to them a lot. Okay, this is one thing. People talk about the fact that prayer doesn't work. And I'm not going to sit here and like argue with the semantics of prayer. But what I will say is that prayer, at least in my opinion, especially when it comes from a personal place, like, prayer can have a huge impact, and it requires you to be vulnerable with the divine and to pray for something. And angels, they really want us to give our fears, to give our insecurities, and to give them especially our mental burdens, because they want us to have more room for solutions. They want us to have more room for joy, to have more room for beautiful things and for limitless possibilities. And so the more we give over our fear to the universe, we don't even have to understand how it all works, but to just have the willingness to say, hey, I need help, and call upon something greater than yourself, it's more effective than you think. And I think that's the thing, is it's all about how you think. If you write off any opportunities for help, or write off any opportunities to be open to a new way of being, you're just stopping yourself from learning, growing, discovering. And I think really the biggest challenge for you this month is being open to discovering how the universe wants to help you, how the divine is rooting you on, how you are so much more powerful and so much more special than you think, and you have so many beautiful things to give this world. And the divine doesn't want you to sit and suffer and in stagnation. The divine wants you to have the courage to recognize your own innate value, or at least, if you can't see it, to trust that it's still there and that you're here for a reason, and you deserve blessings because you bless the world by being here. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and look at just what you need to know for this upcoming month, what the universe wants you to know. So we have the 9 of Cups, and we have the 9th house of seeking: foreign travels, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, belief, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, risk-taking. So I definitely see that a wish is either coming true this month. I mean, the number 9, like 999, it could be an important synchronicity as well. It could be a sign of things changing, which is interesting because aces are new opportunities and 9s are towards the very end of a cycle. So I feel like what you are seeking is seeking you. To trust that what you are looking for is also looking for you, that the things that your heart desires, the things that you wish for, will not be denied to you. Although they may not happen in the way that your mind pictured them, the universe will never stop someone truly from manifesting their heart's desires. I think the hardest thing is the doubt, the fear, the uncertainty that comes with it. I feel like you're really being called to be careful about what content you're consuming this month. It's important to remember that we can really pick up on things that confirm our subconscious fears and things like that. I feel like you're really being encouraged to seek out and engage with things that are more aligned with the person that you want to be and the person that you're becoming. Like, if you find yourself, for example, on social media, and like the content that you're consuming doesn't make you feel very good about yourself or doesn't make you feel happy or encouraged. You know, it's okay to unfollow things. It's okay to say, don't recommend this to me. It's okay to put the damn phone down and like do something else with your time. I feel like this is a month about really asking yourself what you can do to help you be more aligned with your wishes. I feel like wishes are coming true, even if you don't see direct evidence of that this month. I feel like if you are planning a trip or you've been feeling like you want to plan a trip, this is a sign to do that. And even if you don't know how you're going to get the funding, to be humble enough to ask the universe, okay, how can you help? How can I manifest this? How can you, and to just listen to whatever your gut tells you. You don't have to understand all the steps. You just need to take the first one. Like, I am hearing the Queen Jordan Sparks right now, one step at a time. And I feel like you are starting a beautiful adventure, and the divine doesn't want you to be afraid of it. The divine wants you to be confident and satisfied and excited for what's to come. You know, your wishes matter. Your wishes are important, and the divine wants to bless you. And I feel like the biggest thing that could block that is your own perception or your own lack of belief that you don't deserve to be blessed or that you won't be blessed. This is a lot about having the cojones to take some risks, to trust what your inner guidance is telling you, and to trust that you are courageous enough and strong enough to face whatever challenges are coming your way. I definitely think that this is going to be a month that really makes you, I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of peace and joy to realize just how much universal good is banking on your success, banking on your happiness, banking on your desires and your true soul path unfolding in a way that is most aligned and most enjoyable for you. I also feel like, you know, whatever helps you feel more connected to however you perceive the divine, or whatever helps you feel more connected to yourself, helps you feel more connected to a greater purpose. I feel like that is what's going to help you stay aligned with what is right for you, with what is aligned with the person that you're becoming. I feel like just the biggest thing that the universe wants you to know is that no wish is too big. No dream of yours is unworthy, that you are not unworthy, that you are so worthy of the desires your heart has. You are so worthy of love. You are so worthy of feeling joy. And to really ask yourself what within you is stopping you from believing that, and what within you is continuing to make you feel like you don't deserve those things, because that is a sign of, or that would be a way to see, okay, how am I disempowering myself by not believing in my true magnificence? How am I stopping myself from not seeing the joy that exists right now? How am I stopping myself from being disconnected from love? And, you know, love can come in so many forms. It doesn't just have to come in romantic relationships. It can come in the form of animals. It can come in the form of doing philanthropic things. It can come in the form of traveling. It can come in the form of really doing anything that you love, doing anything that brings out that feeling of love. Like, I'm thinking of the movie Soul right now. And truthfully, like, Pixar movies in general, excellent examples of love. So, Pixar movies, I think, always are a great way to, like, get in touch with that energy of love. But, you know, I think about in Soul, they talk about, like, that liminal space, which, did the main character play piano? I think it was piano. And when he played piano, he just really got into it and got into that liminal space between, like, it's like this liminal space between the material and the divine, where, you know, he's doing something that he truly loves. And I feel like this month you might be discovering the thing that you truly love, whether it's an activity or a new hobby or a new way of being or a new belief system, whatever it is for you. I feel like the divine is telling you to keep going and to not give up, because you are so much more than you think you are, and you deserve all the blessings in the world. Like, you just deserve so much more than you think you do. And yeah, I love you, Pile 1. I'm sorry if you've been going through a lot. but I hope you know that blessings are coming, joy is coming, and you deserve to feel and experience that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some final guidance for you. So to start, we have take action now. So this is definitely a good example of, you know, don't procrastinate on the things that you know you can take action towards. Be courageous enough to take action. You know, it's crazy how just a little bit of action can create so much change. And to trust in your ability to take action, trust in your intuition's wisdom that it has for you, and trust that you know what action to take, even if you don't logically know. Trust the little nudges that your intuition gives you, because you never know. Oh my God, the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect. Look that up. But it's essentially like how I might be butchering this, but it's like this concept of, you know, the smallest action can lead to the craziest outcome. So this is really about trusting in that, trusting in the wisdom your intuition has for you, and trusting that you are so protected and you are so loved and you deserve beautiful things. You deserve to feel joy. You deserve to feel loved, and that you are so loved. But we also have, yes. Congratulations. Something exciting is coming and you deserve it. You do deserve it. Do not block your blessings by believing you don't deserve them, because you do. I will be so mad at you if you do that. Well, no, I won't be mad at you, but I will be sad. I will be sad that you think that you're not deserving of your blessings. We also have the solar plexus chakra with the scent of oregano. The theme is resonance, and the trigger statement is I am right, and the true statement is I am open to the unknown. You are being shown what is dissonant in your life. Allow the beliefs that are not serving you to fall away and be open to your bright future. And that's the thing, this I am right. Like, if you think that you are right about your unworthiness, if you think that you are right about not being good enough, or you're right about not being worthy, you're wrong, my dude. And the universe is going to show you that this month. But we also have surrenders to your soul's path. Your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And then finally, we have a stone that is recommended for you this month if you're into crystals. We have muscovite. Heady muscovite, also known as mica, acts as a navigation tool for explorers of the supernatural and synchronistic. So synchronicities are huge. Don't push away synchronicities as confirmation bias. I mean, confirmation bias is technically just an explanation for seeing synchronicities. But let me just finish this. Who needs it? The pragmatic, empirical, and reasonable. Anyone who has ever asked themselves, how did I not see that coming? Where to put it against your forehead while peering into the future. When to use it. When I want to believe is your MO. When you feel like you've been missing the signs. When you have a problem logic won't solve. When you've blown the lid off with too much meditation, microdosing, or moldavite and need to get a grip. Develop your foresight. So yeah, this is all about trusting your heart over your head. Your heart has so much more wisdom than you think, and you're not going to think yourself out of these challenges. I think actually, if anything, if you really struggle with overthinking, I would try movement of some kind, whether it's just like going for a walk or dancing to your favorite music. Like, just getting that excess energy out, I think could be really helpful for you. But pile 1, I am sending you so much love, and I would love to hear what kind of blessings come your way if you want to come back to this video when you know about them, or if you want to just type some affirmations and send them out into existence. They're like, I am worthy of blessings. I am deserving of good things. Like, I am love and I am worthy of love. Whatever it is, put it down in the comments and affirm it for yourself. Make it real. Write it down. Or if you don't want to put in the comments, write it down. Whatever it is, you deserve it. The cards are literally like, yes, you deserve this. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for allowing my ads to play in the background while you do something else. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you'd like to support me in other simple and easy ways, you can like this video, which is super helpful. You can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to click that little notification bell to be part of my notification squad. I do most often look at comments and respond to people when I first upload, so if you want me to see something, you should definitely check things out when I first upload. I also have merch linked below, and I also have my social media links down below, but just do be aware, I do have scammers that pretend to be me, so just know I do not offer personal readings, and I will not slide into your DMs offering you a personal reading. If somebody does that claiming to be me, they are a liar and a scammer. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely October. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Black Moonstone Palm Stone and this stack of Oracle cards, which are going to represent the overall energies of your month, this is going to be your reading for October 2022 predictions. So to start, we have Black Cat, Fortune meets Opportunity. We have Cold Lands, learn how to keep yourself warm. Abandonment challenges aloofness. We have the Unknown, Void, Quest, Calling. We have the 7th Chakra with Archangel Uriel. And we have Archangel Ariel with Elemental Magic. So we have a lot of purple in here. And I also wanted to mention, if you were drawn to pile 1, Archangel Uriel was featured in that pile, just in a different deck. So Archangel Uriel out here, blessing all the homies this month. But let's go ahead and start with this Black Cat and Fortune meets Opportunity. First of all, if you have a black cat, I feel like this is a good sign of protection. Pay attention, whether it's a black cat or a cat in general, pay attention to your cat's behavior this month. Like, if you sense anything weird in your house, or like you sense any weirdness, pay attention to your cat's behavior, because they might be picking up on something that you're not seeing. I also am feeling Bast's energy in this reading, so if anyone has a connection to her, I feel like that is a sign that she is going to be blessing you this month. I definitely feel like this is a month of hidden blessings, where you may not see no, let me fix that. I feel like this is a month where you're really being empowered spiritually and physically. And by that, I mean, I feel like for a lot of you, you may be kind of going within more this month, or you may find that if you typically like to run from or procrastinate from what you need to do by finding things in your external world to occupy your mind and time, I feel like those resources are going to kind of either not bring you the same satisfaction or fulfillment before, or it's almost like those typical sources are going to be unavailable to you. And I think that there's an important reason for that. I really feel like this is a month where you are being empowered and stepping into your power in a way where things are coming together and aligning. And especially if you've been very confused in the recent past about why things don't seem to be going your way, or why the original path you had doesn't seem to be unfolding the way you thought, I feel like you're going to be getting answers to it this month. And I think you're going to be realizing that what you have been experiencing and what you are going to continue to experience are blessings, even if they seem like blessings in disguise. I feel like pay attention to what your North Node is, because I feel like whatever your North Node is, that is what is going to help you prepare for this time period. I feel like the biggest thing that you need to know right now is to not be afraid of this upcoming month. I feel like when people, we're just so naturally like negative. I feel just as human beings. And I feel like when we don't hear that things are going to be like super amazing, that we get discouraged and frustrated. But I don't think that there's anything objectively like horrible happening this month. I think a lot of it is just kind of unwritten right now. And there's a lot of uncertainty that may be leading to fear, and the fear that you won't be able to protect yourself, or the fear that you're not prepared. Like, whatever is happening this month, you are prepared for. One specific message that I'm getting, though, is for those of you who are like if you've been struggling like with your furnace or heating issues, I would be sure to make sure you call the right people, or if you know the people that are supposed to fix that are not being very responsive, to make sure that one, you're well prepared to you know, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of any animals that live with you, and also to hound the responsible parties to fix that. I feel like for some of you there might be issues with your heating or your cooling if you live in the southern hemisphere, but I feel like it's a lot about, I don't know, I just got this specific message that for some of you, the place where you're living, like there might be issues with the heating or something like that. So, you know, make sure you've got enough blankets, things like that. Literally make sure you've got enough resources to keep yourself warm, but also make sure you hound the people that are responsible for that, because and don't be afraid to like Karen about it. Like, this is for your safety. So yeah, that's a side message for some of you. But anyway, I definitely think that this is going to be a month where you are almost forced to trust your own inner guidance. You're almost forced to trust in your ability to navigate through your current circumstances. And I feel like you may not have a whole lot of spiritual confirmation of the decisions that you're making. And I think that there's an important reason for that. I feel like you are learning how to trust yourself and to trust the decisions that you're making. And I also feel like you're headed towards a very, very, very beautiful path. Like I feel like there's some divine redirection happening right now. And it may be because, like, if you've been particularly distracted or confused or uncertain the past few months about where you're meant to be headed or what your path truly is, I feel like the divine is guiding you right now and protecting you right now. Black cats, whether you have one or not, images, pictures, black cats in general are a sign that you're on the right path. So if you have a black cat, I mean, that's going to be a great sign. But also, I think that there is a lot of value in this time period, and the universe does not want you to believe that you've done anything wrong or believe that whatever is occurring is your fault. I feel like everything that's happening right now is for your highest good. It's happening for you, not to you. But sometimes it's really easy to blame ourselves and think that we're doing something wrong. And I feel like the divine is saying, no. You're not doing anything wrong. This is just where you're meant to be at this time. And I think the hardest thing about that can be just having acceptance of where we're at and recognizing that even though we may not understand why things are happening or we may not know where we're headed, trusting that it's all for our highest good. I know that's not easy to do. It's much easier said than done, but trusting that there's value in this time period. I almost feel like the lessons that you are learning in this time period are bringing you to are not only going to be bringing you to a lot of new opportunities, but they're also going to be empowering you for the next phase of your journey, which I think will have a lot of blessings and fortune for you. I almost feel like this is like if you've been doing a lot of shadow work, I feel like this is a month of confirmation that this shadow work is leading you to prosperity, leading you to the light. I feel like this is an opportunity to see, one, how far you've come, and also to recognize how your growth and healing has brought you new tools and new ways to look at the situations that you're experiencing, to recognize how you can empower yourself even when you're frustrated with what's happening around you, or how you can hold on to your inner faith or your inner trust when you don't know the direction that life is taking you in. It's almost like you're learning how to trust the unknown even when you're walking on a tightrope and you don't see a safety net underneath you. I feel like you're learning to trust in your own balance and the fact that you don't need the safety net because you're going to make it to the other side of that tightrope. I also feel like angels are just a huge theme this month for everyone. And angelic protection is not only something that is a theme for everyone, but even if you do not believe in angels and you think that praying is bullshit, I am asking you to do it anyway. because angels do not care whether you believe in them or not. They do not care whether you are a certain religion or have a certain belief or not. They do not care. Angels love all of us, and they want to help empower all of us. And so whether it is praying to Archangel Ariel, Archangel Uriel, or just angels in general, your guardian angels, just angels, spirit, anything, feel free to pray. I'm actually encouraging you to do that, especially when you're afraid, especially when you're uncertain. And it might be like, well, why do angels want to help us? Well, because they love humanity. And the more you at least make the attempt to release your fear, your doubt and uncertainties, and have the vulnerability to give it over to something greater than yourself, that can help you make more room for new opportunities, new mindsets. You can't, it's hard to be creative. It's hard to see the value in something when we're bogged down by fear, when we're stressed, when we're focused on what's not going right. And obviously it's not easy to deal with those energies. Like, negative energies are denser than positive energies. And there's nothing, negativity serves the same way positivity does. But I feel like what the universe is really saying is that whatever you're going through right now, or whatever unfolds this month, is not a punishment, and it's not what you think it is. So the overall vibe that I'm getting is that you may take things happening outside of your control as a sign that you're not meant for something, or as a sign that the universe is mad at you, or that you're not deserving of blessings, when in fact you may be closer to your blessings, or closer to the answers that you've been seeking than you realize. There's actually a lot of value in this time period, and it's all about how you utilize it. So for the month of October, this is really about recognizing what is within your control and being very careful and very aware of how you are interpreting what is happening around you. Is the way that you are interpreting things uplifting you, or is it making you feel discouraged, more fearful? Because that's not what the divine wants. This is an opportunity to really trust in your own inner guidance and trust the universe, which is very hard to do. I understand that. But what you need to know is that you are not being abandoned. You are not being punished. You are just going through challenges, which everybody does. And while you may not understand why these challenges are occurring, and you may not understand where this path is heading, it is leading to a lot of fortune and a lot of opportunity. And it's about trusting in that. We have 14 and 41. So I do feel like, first of all, these are mirrored energies. So like 1s and 4s could be significant. 1, 1, 1, 11, 11, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4 especially is a sign for me that like angels are around. I'm actually pretty sure Kino sees 14 as a sign that angels are around. So I definitely think that any like winged creatures like moths, or literally angels, or the number 444 could be a sign of your protection. I think this month is a lot about endurance and trust, and recognizing that even though you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, to know that it is coming and that you are headed in the right direction, and that you can trust yourself to get there. You're not being abandoned, but you might find that this month your abandonment wounds are triggered. And so this might be an opportunity to address those and see how you can help work through those triggers, and recognize how those triggers may be stopping you from taking risks that you've wanted to, or how these subconscious triggers have been making you fearful of finding your path, or maybe how they have been keeping you stuck in a certain habit or mindset that isn't serving you anymore. I feel like while there may not be, well, I guess what I will say is this, is that you may not have direct confirmation in what you're doing is right. And it's almost like you're being forced to rely on yourself to know that the decisions that you make, the choices that you make, and the guidance that your inner intuition is telling you is the right decision, even if you don't have confirmation. Maybe you've been heavily reliant on external validation or evidence in your external world to validate the decisions that you make. And I think the universe is giving you a valuable opportunity to see just how intelligent you are, in the sense that your intuition holds so much intelligence, and that you know more than you think you do. You're just doubting it because you're trying to get validation from your logical mind rather than listening to your gut, rather than listening to your heart. Really, this month is about trusting in where this is all heading and where this is all leading to. I know this is especially vague, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the second part so that we can kind of see a little bit deeper, like what the universe is talking about in terms of this, because I don't want to create any excess fear. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is the universe does not want you to be afraid. The universe wants you to be prepared, so that you know that you haven't done anything wrong, so that you don't beat yourself up, so that you don't believe that you've been abandoned or that you're not being helped. I feel like your biggest challenge this month is dealing with your fears, and not just your fears, but your biggest fears. The biggest fears that stop you from facing the unknown, from following what your heart is calling you towards. So I also think the color purple is going to be very important for you this month. Whether wearing purple could be helpful, or just purple could be a good sign for you. I'm thinking of that Simpsons episode that's like, purple is a fruit. I don't know. I can't even remember what episode that is, but I think Lisa says something like, don't you have like fruit? And Homer has this donut and he's like, this donut has purple in it. Purple is a fruit. I don't know. I don't know why that came in. But I just want to see, Spirit, what is a blessing occurring for Pile 2 this upcoming month? And what is a challenge that Pile 2 should be aware of in this upcoming month? Okay. And finally, what do you want Pile 2 to be aware of in general? Okay. And then we are going to shuffle some tarot cards as well. So please forgive me and my voice. I have been sick again, but I'm fine. So if you wonder why I sound weird, it's because of that. Okay. So, Spirit, what is a blessing that Pile 2 is going to be experiencing this month, and what is a challenge that Pile 2 is going to be experiencing this month? And finally, what does Pile 2 need to be aware of? Okay. So, to start with a blessing, we have the Devil and we have the Sun. Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So you are definitely facing the stuff that you have not wanted to face. The blessing this month is that the universe is no longer allowing you to run from what's been stopping you from achieving your greatness. And this is why that is a blessing in disguise, because sorry. I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase like the devil's in the details, but I almost feel like this is a month where the universe is removing distractions that you usually were able to take solace in, because the universe is kind of saying, no, we want you to be aware of what's stopping you from moving forward, what's stopping you from being able to take more opportunities, what's stopping you from feeling confident in your path. This blessing is literally seeing, okay, these are the fears that are stopping me. These are the conditions that are keeping me stuck in a habit. You are going to be overcoming certain habits, could be addictions. It could be literally what you are doing is you are facing the aspects of yourself that you have not wanted to face. You are facing the fears that you have suppressed and tried to hide from. You are facing everything that you are afraid of. You are facing the parts of yourself that you've been too afraid to look at, and you are not only accepting them, but by shedding light on them and having awareness of them, you're going to be able to set yourself free from them. I think what this is really about is the recognition of, oh wow, okay, these are the things that are holding me back, and these are the things that I'm personally responsible for, and these are not things that I can blame on someone else, or this is something that I can't run from anymore if I want things to be different. You know, I think the biggest thing here is self-awareness. You're going to be having the blessing of, okay, I see now what's been holding me back. I see now what is holding me down. And awareness is the first step of that. But I also think a big thing here is when it comes to ego. You know, obviously the sun represents our ego. And I feel really called to grab the ego cards, but I don't, oh, I see them. The sun does represent the ego. And I think, you know, the ego is kind of a slippery bastard. There's like this SpongeBob meme that's like the ego when you're looking for it, and it's like SpongeBob hidden in the dark, and then the next panel is like the ego when you leave it unchecked, and it's like SpongeBob, I don't know, yelling at Squidward or something, or like, I don't know, it's the scene where SpongeBob like totally violates Squidward's boundaries and like is in his bathroom while he's taking a shower, and Squidward's like screaming. So I definitely feel like this is the recognition of what's not working, of what has been keeping you cold, of what has been keeping you stuck. And I just want to pull like 2 cards, because see, here's the thing. Everybody has an ego. There's no reason to beat yourself up for it. But, you know, it's almost like the divine is shining a light on what isn't working so that you can figure out a way to make it work. In the words of Tim Gunn, make it work. And design a way forward that is going to support you and going to help you recognize that, like, you are not your flaws. You are not your ego. They are just parts of you that, well, first of all, that make you human. And we all have flaws. We all have things that we can work on. But also to recognize that the ego is just trying to keep you safe in its own weird, convoluted, fucked up way. And the more you can be kind to yourself about that, the more you can have compassion for yourself about that, the easier it becomes to take steps to overcome those things or recognize them so that they don't inhibit you from being open to opportunities or taking opportunities. So Spirit, what ego responses does pile 1 or pile 2 need to forgive themselves for, please? Okay. So, I forgive myself for feeling as though if I don't do it, no one will. I choose to believe that when I allow others to prioritize tasks as they see fit, I allow them to clarify what is important so that they may pursue a life more resonant with their truest selves. So, for example, if you have been keeping yourself warm by helping others or focusing on others, you might find that people don't need your help this month, or you might find that you're not able to help people in the way that you want to. If your ego has been, if you have gotten validation and gotten a sense of worth from helping others, you know, the universe might be saying, listen, it's not your purpose to help others, it's your purpose to help yourself. And so it might be that the things around you, you might realize that the things that you thought were bringing you satisfaction and fulfillment were actually just bringing satisfaction and fulfillment to your ego, but keeping you lost in this uncertainty of what's actually meant for me, what's my actual purpose. Let's get another one for those that either that one won't resonate for, or if there's another one that pile 2 needs to be aware of. Okay, so we also have, I forgive myself for thinking that I cannot find belonging by being true to who I am. I choose to believe that the more I make time to understand myself, the more easily I step into the experience of intimate connection. So I think you're also going to be seeing this month, as you step into your more to a truer version of yourself, you might find that people that you were holding on to or experiences that you were holding on to aren't going to serve you anymore or aren't going to fit with the person that you're becoming. And what you may realize is, oh, this is what's been keeping me trapped. This desire for acceptance, this desire to belong has forced me to feel like I have to fit in a certain box, or maybe it's made you be afraid to be your truest self. And I think what you may be realizing is that that fear of being rejected for your truest self has only been keeping you trapped in something that's not working for you. Or this could also be the recognition that the more you do study yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the more you give yourself the opportunities to connect with people who are more like you and who will accept you for who you truly are, rather than being stuck in the fear that if you do pursue a life more aligned with who you are, that if you do step into your authenticity, that the universe is that you're just going to lose everything. You don't truly lose anything that's not meant for you. Anything that the universe takes away, it always replaces with something better. So that's an important thing to remember. But I definitely want to see what your challenge is for this month, since your blessing seems kind of a blessing in disguise, or a blessing that takes time to work through. So we have the Six of Pentacles. We have Pisces, the Mystic. And we have Neptune, Dreams. Okay, wow. So Pisces and Neptunian energy are kind of one and the same. So these are two very similar energies. And the Six of Pentacles is about help. So I think one of your challenges this month may be accepting help, or accepting help from the right sources, or recognizing how your subconscious is either helping you or holding you back. There could be a Pisces in your life that wants to help you, and maybe you're not open to that, or maybe there is a Pisces that has been needing your help, but maybe you don't have the resources to give them right now, or maybe you don't have, maybe you need to give to yourself, and maybe you're afraid of what might happen as a result of that. And I feel like this is an excellent example of where the universe is saying it's not your job to care for everyone. Obviously, if you are a caretaker or you have like children or something like that, that's different. But someone who is not your responsibility to care for directly, someone who has been taking and taking and taking and not necessarily giving, that could be a sign to, and they don't have to be a Pisces, but I do feel like the challenge for you is going to be trusting your intuitive guidance, even though you may not have evidence of it in the physical. I feel like this is about really trusting your intuitive nature and trusting the intuitive hits you're getting, especially when you don't necessarily have evidence for it. The fact that both of these cards are here, you know, Neptune can also be about illusions, and you might be trusting the words of others or trusting what others say about something rather than trusting your own inner guidance. I think the challenge for you is the biggest challenge for you this month is trusting in the gifts that this period of time has for you, the opportunities that this period of time has for you. I also feel like there are blessings coming that you can't see yet because the universe is realigning you with them and directing you towards them. And I feel like you feel that intuitively and you know that in your heart, but your logical mind kind of gets in the way and says, no, I don't deserve that, or no, that's not happening. And that might actually be slowing these blessings down, or keeping you discouraged, or keeping you stuck in the illusion that your intuition is wrong. Your intuition is not wrong. I think the biggest thing is for some of you, believing that you're worthy of the blessings that are coming to you, whether they take more time. That's one thing. Time is an illusion of the ego. So if you are limiting your manifestations or limiting the blessings coming to you by a certain time period, I think that's something that you may have to let go of. But I also think that your biggest challenge is trusting your intuition on things, especially when you don't have direct evidence of it in the physical. So if there's someone in your life or something in your life that is draining you, that other people enjoy, that other people find valuable, let them enjoy it and find it valuable. But if it's not working for you, you don't have to accept it. I think maybe for you, one of the challenges will be not giving away all of your time and energy so that you can invest more in yourself. I think that if you have been investing in others as a way to feel more comfortable, as a way to feel validated, or if that's just your natural inclination, I think the universe is going to be opening your eyes this month to the fact that this is not serving you, that serving others at the expense of your own well-being is not serving you. You can't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. It's time to keep yourself warm. I'm so sorry, I need water. Why did I apologize for needing water. That's me picking up on your energy. Like, you can't apologize for your basic needs. You can't apologize for needing to take care of yourself. Like, it is the illusion that we need to constantly be there for others at the expense of ourselves that keeps us trapped in this cycle of feeling like we can't serve our own needs, or that we don't deserve to fulfill our own needs. And I think that there are a lot of people that aren't even aware that they have more power to help themselves, or that they can take the steps to help themselves, even if they don't know what those steps are yet. They can do research, they can look it up. We have literally, like, you're using the internet right now. Like, the internet has so many valuable tools and valuable resources, and I feel like a lot of people just want information fed to them, or they want the answers fed to them, and sometimes things aren't fed to us. Sometimes we have to seek it. Sometimes we have to look for it, or we have to ask for help, or be willing to allow others to learn things for themselves. I feel like if you're someone who has a hard time allowing others to learn their own lessons, or you want to save people from their own struggles or save people from their challenges, I think one of the biggest things that you need to recognize is that you're not doing them a service by doing that. You're actually disempowering them and yourself, because not only are you not focusing on what you need to do, but you're also robbing that person of the opportunity to recognize their own power and their own ability to solve their own problems. Obviously, there are like semantics to everything, but the point of what I'm trying to say is that, especially if this is like, if you're dealing with a friend who's very needy, or if you're dealing with, you know, someone who is not your responsibility, or something that is not your responsibility, that you have been placing a lot of stress over, or that you have been, you know, almost sacrificing yourself to help someone else, that is not serving you, and it's not serving them either. And that even if someone will make you feel guilty for that, it's so important to recognize that that's not your problem. Like, that is why boundaries are so important. So definitely pay attention to your boundaries this month. But I also think that the universe has so many blessings that they want to give you, and you might be holding yourself back from those, or slowing your own journey down by trying to look around and make sure that other people are being taken care of. And it's like, it's not your job to do that. Like, I'm honest, like, the vision I'm seeing right now is, you know how on an airplane they say put your oxygen mask on first, and then, you know, help anyone else around you. Like, I almost see you like running around with no oxygen, trying to make sure everyone else has their masks on, when it's like, that's not your problem, babe. You need oxygen too. You are not superhuman. You do not need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I think maybe one of the illusions that you've been laboring under is that you have to prove your worthiness to others. You have to prove to the universe that you are worthy of blessings. I feel like the universe is saying, we know you're worthy of blessings. We know you're worthy of abundance. We know you're worthy of these things. You don't believe that. And that's why you are spending so much of your time trying to help others and seek acceptance from others, because you don't feel that validation internally. So I think the biggest thing that you are getting this month is the opportunity to recognize where you've been giving your power away, where you've been giving your time and energy away, and in a way that has been a disservice to yourself. And I think you're going to be recognizing, okay, I've been unfair to myself. I've been keeping myself out in the cold by not prioritizing myself more. I've been, you know, I haven't had good boundaries in this way, and I need to, you know, set better boundaries. Like, this is all preparing you for more and for greater things. And I think that this is just a necessary cycle. And honestly, it's a shorter cycle. So I feel like this is something that you could learn pretty easily and move through pretty easily. I think the only thing that would drag this cycle out is the resistance of wanting to pay attention to what's holding you back, and the resistance of wanting to change what you know isn't working. So now I want to look at just what the universe wants you to be aware of this month. So to start, we have strength, which I love, and we have ascendant with outlook, worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, body image, aura, likeness, approach, first impression. So with this strength card here, I definitely think that this is about having the strength to recognize what's not working. You know, it's kind of like, I just heard in my head the sunken cost fallacy. So that's kind of the idea that we keep investing in something even though we no, it's not working for us because we don't want to maybe admit that we invested in the wrong thing, or that what we're investing in is not worth our time. I feel like what the universe wants you to know is that deciding to do something differently or recognizing your own shortcomings does not make you weak. It actually makes you strong. And true strength is not about trying to overpower what is going on or trying to resist what is happening, but instead allowing yourself to surrender to the flow of what is. True strength is not about asserting your power or will over another, but recognizing that your power lies in your ability to trust in yourself, to trust in your heart, and to trust in what's right for you. You might feel like it is weak to look at what your faults are, or it is weak to be vulnerable, or it is weak to admit your shortcomings or admit what you've been wrong about. But that is what actually takes true strength. It takes true strength to look at yourself. It takes true strength to be self-aware. It takes strength to recognize what's not working, and it definitely takes a lot of strength to place boundaries. I'm also seeing, this guy has an axe in his head, and it's like, someone might be feeding negativity towards you, or maybe it's that your own outlook is keeping you stuck in a way of living that just doesn't serve you. And you might be doing that because you want validation from other people that what you're doing is the right thing, or that you're a good person. But I feel like what you need to know is that it doesn't matter what other people think. Like, what you think of yourself is far more important than what others think of you. And obviously the ascendant is a lot about how we show up in the world. And I feel like what you need to know is that you don't have to show up in the world in a specific way to be worthy. You don't have to carry other people's weights for them to show people that you're a good person. Like, the best thing that you can do for yourself to prove to yourself that you are worthy is to start taking action towards yourself that is aligned with the person that you're becoming, that is compassionate towards yourself, and that allows you to recognize that you're not responsible for other people's problems. You're not responsible for other people's challenges. You're responsible for your own. And when you focus on other people's challenges and focus on what's happening around you rather than what's happening within you and what's happening in your immediate world, you are robbing you and them of the opportunities to empower yourselves and to rely on your true inner strength. I feel like what the universe wants you to know is that you are so much stronger than you realize, and that your strength does not lie in giving your power away to others, or believing that other people need you to save them, or other people need you. I mean, obviously, like I said, caretaker roles are different, but even then, even if you are a caretaker, that doesn't mean that you sacrifice your being in order to just be the caretaker for these people. Like, you still deserve to have time off. You still deserve to have time to rest. Like, if you have children, they're not going to be utterly traumatized if you take 15 minutes to yourself, even though they might act like it. They're not going to be utterly traumatized if you take 15 minutes to yourself and you place them in front of the TV. You're not a horrible human being for that, okay? You're just human. You are human. And I think that a lot of your strength lies in recognizing that you are human, and sometimes you are going to need to recognize when you have needs, because also you can't show up as your best self when you're not addressing your needs, when you are not doing what is going to fulfill you. So I feel like what the universe wants you to know is that you are not doing anything wrong. You are not fucked up. You are not inherently unworthy of blessings. I feel like this month is about recognizing about where you've been giving your power away, and where you've been trying to show up for others as a way to prove to yourself that you're strong, when in reality it's been creating maybe more stress and more weakness within you because you're not doing what you need to support yourself. So this is a lot about recognizing where you need to support yourself this month, and where you need to be okay with asking for support as well. I feel like especially if you are more comfortable being the supporter instead of the supportee, this is the universe saying, okay, pile 2, we know you can do this. Don't allow the illusion that you need other people's approval to be worthy, or that you need to carry other people's weights for them to be something that stops you from your purpose or your destiny any longer. Like, this is definitely an important time period where you are letting go of challenges and burdens that were never yours to carry in the first place. You are surrendering to the flow of what is and looking at what is in front of you, what isn't working, and what is working, so that you can continue to do more of what is working and let go of what's not. And also to recognize that your true strength does not lie in helping others to the detriment of yourself. This is a lot about recognizing how your own conditioning and how just the ways in which you have cultivated a persona to feel safe is not necessarily the true you, and that you don't have to hold on to those things in order to feel worthy and accepted. You know, especially if you're not getting much out of the life that you are living right now, that is an obvious sign that that's not the life that you're meant to be living. And it's important to ask ourselves where we might be giving our power away and where we might be allowing others to dictate what's best for us when we have the power to say no. You know, we have the power to set boundaries. I think a lot of this is about having the strength to set boundaries and recognize that when people fight against our boundaries and when people react negatively to our boundaries, that is the exact reason why we need to have them. Because those are the types of people that will zap your energy, that will keep you cold, that will keep you away from yourself. So that is what I have. So let's go ahead and get some advice for you guys when it comes to this upcoming month. So to start, we have a new opportunity. So I feel like this is really cool. So I feel like the universe might be saying, you know, especially if this is already what you've been learning, the more you embrace the truth of your situation and embrace finding solutions for what's already been happening, the sooner new opportunities will find you. And I also feel like with this shell here, trusting your intuition and the little nudges that your intuition gives you, your intuition is leading you towards new opportunities, which opportunities here twice. So fortune meets opportunity. I feel like these opportunities are going to bring you abundance, not just in the material form, but in the emotional form of feeling more aligned with yourself, feeling more love, feeling more supported by the universe. There are definitely new opportunities coming, and you might be holding yourself back from them by continuing to do the same things that you know are not supporting the person that you're becoming. But we also have you're protected, it's go time. You're currently being protected. The universe has your best interests at heart. Move forward fearlessly and have courage. Yeah, this is all about having courage to face your fears and face what's holding you back. Like, the blessing this month is that you are facing the things that have been holding you back, holding you down, and you are saying, nope, no more. I am pile 2. I am a bad bitch and I deserve blessings, and I am not going to allow the things holding me back to keep me out in the cold. I love this because Black Moonstone is also a stone of protection. I feel like the biggest thing you need to know is that you are so protected, and that anything that happens this month that you are unsure of why it's happening, to trust that it is unfolding in a way that is meant for you. Remember that rejection is divine protection, and that also when things don't happen the way we want them to, that's not the universe saying no. It's the universe saying yes, but not in this way. There's a better way. There's always a better way, and the universe will always try to redirect us towards that because we deserve the best. We are the best and we deserve the best. So we also have Fennel and the solar plexus chakra. So the subject is discern, and the trigger statement is, it is not my fault, and the true statement is, I take full responsibility. Shift into your body and listen. Release the emotions you have been storing and move forward. I definitely feel like this is a lot about recognizing where you may have been aware of things not serving you in the past and pretending like you didn't have any responsibility over it, or that those people had power over you or something like that. I mean, not to invalidate your experiences, but I feel like what the universe is saying is that you can take responsibility for how you have played a role in your own suffering. You know, not saying that like it's all your fault or something like that, but saying, you know, how have you accepted, you know, behavior from others that is not okay? How have you allowed others to take from you when you knew you needed time for yourself? Just becoming aware of the fact that you deserve to have your needs met, and that maybe you knew that things weren't good for you, but you didn't believe yourself worthy of saying no. Recognizing that just recognizing where your power lies, I think, is going to help you so much. And to recognize that, like, these are all just learning experiences. You don't have to judge yourself for it. You know, discernment is, well, judgment is discernment without compassion. And so discernment has compassion within it. And discernment is really all about assessing what is in alignment with us and what isn't. It's not placing a value judgment on what's not in alignment with us. It's just recognizing what is going to support the person we're becoming, recognizing what's going to support our growth and help us feel fuller and more fulfilled, and not accepting or not allowing anything into our space or into our energy that is not going to be good for us or that is not going to align with us. Like, if you know that you've been on your bullshit and you haven't really wanted to face that, I think that this is a month where the universe says, okay, it's time to face that so that you can get back to being awesome, so that you can get back to feeling happy and fulfilled and having a full cup, because not only do you deserve that, but the universe wants that for you, and it also wants it for the people that you've been helping. Let's see what else we have. We also have surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. I really think a lot of this is about recognizing that there's so much more for you and that you deserve so much more. I feel like you've been stuck in this illusion that, like, good things that happen to you will just be ripped out from underneath you, or that you don't truly deserve them. And I think it's maybe kept you in this cycle of compensating for that by helping others or being there for others. Like, if I help them, then maybe I'll be worthy of being helped. And I think what you're not realizing is that all that time and energy placed in others, the universe wants you to redirect towards yourself. But finally, we just have a stone for you for this month, whether you have it and want to work with it, or whether you want to do a little retail therapy and get yourself something nice. We have rhodochrosite, which I believe I'm wearing. Yes, I am. It is this pink bad boy right here. And it says, rosy red to chilled rosé pink. Rhodochrosite is the go-to stone for the bent and brokenhearted. Who needs it? Anyone grieving or really needing to grieve, a major loss, a relationship expired, or an outdated idea of self. Where to put it? Against your chest while you breathe through your heart, or slide a favorite piece into your bra, you know, if you're wearing one. When to use it? When your heart hurts, you can feel all the feels, even the most painful, and still be gentle with yourself. Let rhodochrosite remind you that this too shall pass, especially you absolutely will heal and love again when you're ready. So yeah, especially if this is you letting go of things that have meant a lot to you, recognizing that whatever is not meant to be in your life will always be replaced with something more valuable and more aligned with you. This is about trusting in where your path is headed and trusting that there's so much magic happening right now. You just have to be open to it and be open to the idea that things are working in your favor, whether you can see it or not. So pile 2, that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to everyone who lets my ads play in the background while you do something else. Thank you so much to everyone who likes, comments, and subscribes. That helps me more than you realize, and it just, if you ever want to show appreciation for what I do, those are the best ways to show it. But if you would like to support me in any other ways, you can also check out extendeds on another video. You can check out my social media, which is linked below. Do be aware of scammers pretending to be me. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not slide into your DMs offering you a personal reading for money. That I would never do that. So if someone does that, that's not me. But I also have merch linked below if you're interested in that. But that is all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching and for being here. I would like to wish a very happy birthday to all of my October Libras and Scorpios. I hope everyone has a wonderful month. You've got this, pile 2. Everything will be just fine. I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Kambaba Jasper palm stone and the stack of oracle cards that are going to represent the energies of your overall month, this is going to be a reading on predictions for October 2022. I hope I said thank you for being here, but if I didn't, thank you for being here. So to start, we have dawn, the light after darkness. We have Archangel Oracle, awakening, knowledge, divination. We also have the Seeker, wisdom, experience, evolution. We have breathing forest, feel the earth below your feet, nature, grounding, energy, balance. And finally, we have the first chakra with Archangel Michael. Beautiful energy. So there is, I've said this in all three piles, but there's definitely a lot of angelic energy coming through for everyone this month. I feel like, you know, this is just a time period where I feel like, you know, maybe humanity in general just needs to know that there is love guiding us and protecting us even when things down here are very challenging. But I feel like in the case for you guys, pile 3, this is a time where things are finally getting better. And not only that, I feel like they're getting better in ways where you're seeing the value in your past experiences, and also you're seeing the evidence of just how powerful and prepared you are for the challenges that come your way. It's almost like maybe the current challenges that you've been going through, or if you have been going through a darker time period, maybe you are expecting it to be more difficult or more challenging, or that you're going to have to do more or achieve more in order to get through this time. And you might be like, oh wow, that wasn't as intense as I thought it was going to be. And I think what you're really just realizing is that, you know, maybe your mind creates more fear around situations than is necessary, or maybe you're just realizing that you're so much more prepared to handle what comes your way than you think you are. I feel like I love this color blue. I feel like you're really seeing the truth this month, and I feel like you're seeing things come together in a way where you can finally breathe a sigh of relief. But I also feel like you are awakening to your own wisdom, and there could be more spiritual awakenings happening. Maybe some of you are coming out of a dark night of the soul and you are awakening spiritually. I feel like there's going to be more of a dedication to your spiritual knowledge and to seeking knowledge that is not necessarily tied to mass consciousness. I feel like you are going to be diving deeper into the worlds of the esoteric, or the esoteric. I feel like you are going to be seeking out more knowledge that maybe once you wrote off as bullshit or silly or not valuable. And I think you're going to be seeing the wisdom in sources of information you once wrote off and recognizing the value that comes there. I also think that you're going to be trusting your intuition and trusting your ability to get through experiences even when you are uncertain of your ability to face those challenges. I feel like if you don't use any divination tools now, that might be something that you are starting to explore. But also I feel like if you use divination tools to kind of get you through a darker period, I think you are seeing the evidence, or the evidence of its value in your life, the evidence of what kind of knowledge these divination tools can bring you, or how these alternative forms of seeking guidance, of seeking knowledge, can benefit you. I feel like things are getting better, and not only that, you're trusting in unique sources to give you the information that aligns with your truth, rather than seeking out what you think you should do or what other people have done, even though you know it may not benefit you. But also with Archangel Michael here, I do feel like he is definitely going to be protecting you this month. So, and Archangel Oracle. So if you want to call out to them or pray to them, they're definitely going to be watching over you at this time. I would also say if you were drawn any other piles, it's possible that just the angels could be significant for you. But I feel like you're also starting to see the value in grounding and being in the present and connecting to the natural world. I feel like this is a time where you're finally balancing things for yourself. I feel like if you're someone who struggles with an all or nothing mindset, I think that you are really, I don't want to say conquering, but you're dealing with it, your all or nothing thinking in a much more balanced way, where you're starting to learn the value of being balanced, and the fact that even though you may have a predisposition to look at things in a certain way doesn't mean that that is the objective reality. I feel like you are starting to connect to the natural flow of things and understanding that sometimes it is more wise to let go than to hold on. Sometimes it's more wise to rest than it is to push through. I think you're just starting to see the value in trusting the natural rhythms of your body, trusting the cycles of life, and trusting the flow of things. And I also think you're going to be seeing direct evidence of how rejection is divine protection. If there have been things in your past that you didn't understand why they didn't come to fruition, or you felt like something was being taken from you, I think you're going to be seeing evidence that whatever was quote unquote taken from you, or whatever didn't happen in the way you wanted it to, I think you're going to be getting evidence of why that was not meant for you. And it's going to be kind of like a sigh of relief, like, oh, thank God that didn't happen. And I think you're going to be realizing, oh, wow, the universe really does have my back, and I can trust that the guidance I'm receiving is the guidance that I need. I also am really called to notice that in two of these pictures, there's like these kind of tiny like stars or orbs. So if you notice like flashes of light in the corner of your eyes, or you find orbs in pictures, or you just notice like even just your aura being more sparkly, I feel like your light is increasing. But I also think that there's just a lot of divine love and a lot of divine energy around you this month. So if you find that there's like orbs and pictures or something like that, that could be your spirit guides or something like that, almost kind of showing up to say, hey, we're here and we love you. I just heard pixies as well. So I don't know if some of you are fairy hunting or something like that, but you could have fairies in your space as well. Do with that information what you will. If you don't believe it, just discard it. But I really think that this is a lot about awakening to the fact that you've always been on the right path, that you're doing exactly what you need to do, that all is as it's meant to be, and you're not doing anything wrong. I feel like you're just gaining more clarity, trusting in your wisdom more, and recognizing that you've got this. Like, there's nothing to be too stressed about. There's nothing to worry about. Like, everything is unfolding as it's meant to, and you are co-creating with the universe just as you are meant to. I feel like for some of you, if you've been in the same boat as me and have been sick or anything like that recently, you may be realizing how that has been benefiting you in terms of helping you slow down, helping you rest, and especially if you are resisting that or resisting listening to your body or things like that, I feel like this month you're starting to see the value in that. I think that you are surrendering to a state of flow rather than a state of hyper awareness. Like, if you're someone who feels like they need to be hyper vigilant and always on and always aware of everything, I think you're starting to let go of that tendency a little bit and starting to recognize the value in not constantly taking things in, but rather almost allowing yourself to purge what you've been taking in, just in terms of information and things like that, so you can make room for the wisdom that you have within. I feel like if you are feeling especially scattered or very overwhelmed, that the universe is really encouraging you to go for walks, to go outside, spend time in nature in whatever way feels best for you. I feel like you are just really... I think you're becoming aware of the many paradoxes of life and just how life is so paradoxical in general, and recognizing that every experience you have has value. And it's almost like you're kind of letting go of the judgments that you have around how well you think you're doing or where you think you should be going. And I think you're more so just accepting how things are flowing and accepting that there's value in every experience and every moment, even if you can't see it in the moment. I feel like one thing that's definitely happening this upcoming month is you are seeing direct evidence of some intuitive nudges that you've had. That's been a big theme through all the readings, but I also think that you are just seeing how far you've come. Like, I feel like you might be faced with similar challenges that you've had in the past, and you'll see how like those, like in the past, that sort of challenge would have completely derailed you, or it would have really brought you down. And at this stage in the game, at this stage of your evolution, you just kind of laugh it off, or you're like, oh, that's okay. I know how to address this. I just need to do X, Y, Z. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get negative. Like, I'm just going to face it. It's just something happened and I'm going to resolve it. I feel like you are looking at things as especially like the concept of karma, for example, I feel like you're starting to look at that not as like punishment or as retribution, but instead as just cause and effect. I feel like you're seeing how, you know, everything is connected and every cause has an effect. And I think you are starting to recognize the misplaced judgments and the misplaced stories that we have to interpret things that aren't necessarily reality, that could keep us stuck in a cycle of confusion, in a cycle of suffering, in a cycle of chaos. And I think you are grounding these spiritual truths that you're integrating and grounding this wisdom that you have and applying it practically to your everyday world, and it is allowing for things to flow much easier. It's allowing for you to surrender and trust in what is, and not fear because you don't have direct evidence of something that hasn't occurred yet, or not fear because you don't know what's going to happen 5 steps ahead from now. I feel like you are focusing more on what's directly ahead of you. You're focusing more on what is within your control and what you can rely on. And you are learning to just trust in what is, and learning to be without placing stories on it or placing interpretations of it. I feel like you are really just setting yourself free in a lot of ways. And honestly, this is just really beautiful energy where I feel like you are starting to gather your bearings and slow down in a way where you realize you've been rushing around for nothing. Like, you don't have to. Like, I almost feel like for some of you, maybe you've had this experience of like, you're sprinting all the time and then you need more time to rest from those sprints. I obviously don't mean in a literal sense, but rather than, you know, jogging at a pace that is comfortable for you, it's like, this is kind of that all or nothing thinking where you're rushing and doing and constantly doing, and to the point of exhaustion, and then you need more time to rest because you've exhausted yourself, rather than if you had just, you know, taken a more moderate approach and done a little bit at a time and been patient with the results, you wouldn't have needed less time to rest and you actually would have been more productive, if that makes sense. I feel like this is about recognizing that sometimes it's more productive to rest, and sometimes it's more productive to do what we can and not force us beyond our physical limits, beyond our levels of exhaustion. I feel like you're no longer pushing yourself in a way that's unhealthy for you, or you're recognizing how when you push yourself in unhealthy ways, you're not serving yourself the way you thought you were. So I definitely think that you are really coming back to reality in a way that is empowering, where the guidance that you're receiving is not only helping you in spiritual terms, but it's also helping you in practical terms. You're grounding what you've learned and applying it to your physical reality. Like, that's what spirituality is really about. It's about not just allowing these spiritual truths we have to stay in the etheric and the spiritual. It's to ground it in the physical so that we can live and have a human experience in a way that is more aligned with who we are and who we're becoming. And I feel like you're taking responsibility for what is yours to be responsible for. And I also think you're releasing responsibility for what's not yours to control. I feel like you are almost like, okay, I'm doing the life thing. I'm figuring it out. Let's go. What's next? I feel like I love the woman in this card because I feel like she's just so like, I can handle anything. Like, I can handle this. I can handle this. I'm okay. And I see the light now. Like, things are getting better and I'm gaining wisdom from this, and nothing has been out of place. Nothing has been out of order. You're exactly where you need to be. And you are okay to take a second to breathe. You are okay to take a second to relax. There's no rug that is going to be ripped out from underneath you. Things are getting better. You've always been protected and you will continue to be. Your destiny, your purpose, it all matters. And you are growing and gaining experiences that are helping you become the person you've always been meant to be. And I feel like things are just unfolding in a way that is just very calming, and it's just like, I don't need to see how everything's unfolding. I just trust that it is. I feel like there's a deep, you're surrendering to your trust more, and surrendering to the recognition that you don't have to know how everything plays out, and trust that whatever is what is for you will find you, and what is not for you will not take you off your path. I feel like you're just so aligned. And this month is all about seeing the light in that alignment and learning what alignment feels like, so that when you fall out of alignment, not only are you going to be aware of it more quickly, but now you have the tools and the resources to get you back into alignment a lot sooner and not place value judgments on falling out of alignment. Like, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I feel like you're really working on how you speak to yourself and how you speak about yourself as well. I feel like you are starting to see the value in being kind to yourself and saying kind things about yourself. I feel like you're representing yourself in more realistic ways. Like, I think you're seeing the illusions in how you maybe disempowered yourself and spoke negatively about yourself, or maybe you viewed, saying positive things about yourself to be like egotistical. And I think what you're realizing is that's not the case. Like, you can be kind about yourself and speak good of yourself, and that's not you being egotistical. That's you being kind to yourself and honest about your wonderful qualities. I really think that this is a time where you see how much of the darkness, or how much your fear and your uncertainties and your anxieties were illusions keeping you from the truth of your greatness. And I think you're starting to see the truth of your greatness, and your awareness of yourself is unfolding, and your awareness of the beauty of who you are naturally and just how you were created naturally, like the beauty just in you. I think you are starting to see that. And I think that because of that, you are going to start being able to empower others to see the value in themselves, the value in seeking their truth, and them recognizing that, you didn't wake up one day and just like love yourself or like yourself. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of determination and grit and effort to reach this point where you kind of see this light at the end of the tunnel. That's another theme this month, is like lights at the end of the tunnel. And so these must be collective energies right now, which we are going through Mars retrograde and things like that. So, that could play a role in this. But I really do think that you're going to be reaping blessings for the work that you've been doing. And I think that you're just going to be settling into the idea that nothing's out of place. There's nothing that you are doing wrong. There's nothing that you need to be doing. Like, you're doing amazing, sweetie. I think that's really what you need to know. And I think that things are going to be getting a bit easier. And a lot of the reason why that is because you're coming to a place of balance within yourself. And it's becoming easier to just move and take steps in ways that are natural for you, rather than trying to overcompensate or feel like you need to do more than you physically can, or push yourself to limits that are unnatural, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go a bit deeper now into what you need to know about this month. So we are just going to be looking at a blessing this month, a challenge you'll face this month, and something you need to be aware of. So Spirit, what blessing is pile that? Okay. So I would take that first as a sign that there's lots of blessings coming. I feel called to keep this one, so I'm taking that one. But I definitely think that spillage is a sign that there are many more blessings on the way. And I feel like this is something like, I feel like I'm just confirming what you've already felt, like that there's lots of blessings coming. But Spirit, what's one challenge that pile 3 may face this month? And what do they need to be aware of in general? What do you want pile 3 to be aware of about this upcoming month? Okay. And then I am just going to pull a tarot card as well. Let me give these a good shuffle. I said a good shuffle, Spirit, not a bad one. Okay. So, Spirit, what blessing is pile 3 going to be experiencing this month? What challenge pile 3 experiencing this month, and what do they need to be aware of this month? What do you want to give them a heads up about? Okay. So starting with blessings, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and the 9th house of seeking, foreign travel, adventures, higher education, customs, faith, belief, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, risk-taking. So seeking and seeker, so that's kind of your word of the day. For some of you, I got a very specific message that you may be traveling to see your mother or a motherly figure, or you could be doing something special with your mother this month that just makes you feel like just really grateful to have them, and you'll just be bonding with them. Like, I feel like for some of you could be traveling home and just kind of soaking in that like feeling of love and family. But I feel like for others of you, I feel like one of the blessings here is that you're reaching a place of stability, especially with the Queen of Pentacles being here. I feel like you're going to feel more safe to take more risks. You're going to feel safer to try different things. And I feel like opportunities or adventures you wanted to go on, or things you wanted to try that you felt like, you know, maybe you weren't ready to do, I think you're recognizing, okay, it's time. I'm ready. And I think it's interesting that this Queen of Pentacles is taking a pie out of the oven. And when you think about it, it's almost like, it seems like you've kind of been in the oven cooking a little bit. And now it's like, now you're kind of ready. Now you're ready to, I feel like you're standing on new legs. Like, you're ready to go on new adventures and try new things. I feel like you've had enough experiences or learned or gone through whatever cycles you needed to, and now you can start trying new things and going after desires you've had. And I feel like you're gaining the confidence and the awareness that you are safe in taking these risks, and that there is value in just trying new things, even if you don't know where it's going to lead you. I feel like if you have been wanting to travel, this is your sign that things are going to be aligning in that way. Or if you do have a trip planned, I think that things are going to be going very well. I feel like, especially if it's been something that you've been planning or you've been wanting to make happen, I feel like the abundance that you've needed in order to make this happen is going to be falling into place for you. I feel like more than anything, you're going to be reaffirming your faith in the fact that the universe has your back. I feel like you're going to be blessed with the information, the resources, whatever is needed for the next steps of your journey. The universe is helping you make it happen. And not only that, I've been getting this message too, whatever you are seeking is seeking you. So the universe is really saying, like, you have all the resources under your belt that you need in order to take these next steps. Whatever inner nudges that you have, whatever you want to seek out, whatever you want to try, this is the universe saying, go for it. You are ready. And not only that, I think that you are reaching a place of stability where you're really learning how to nurture yourself and care for yourself and look out for yourself in ways that are especially important, you know, if you are traveling or if you are doing something out of your comfort zone. Like, you are learning what is best for you and what is going to light you up and bring you more happiness, wisdom, awareness. And so I think the blessing this month is you are either receiving the resources you need in order to take that next step, or you're getting the answers, or even just the confidence and the courage to take these risks that you've been wanting to do. Or maybe you're getting the guidance that you need to, or like, let's say you've been wanting to take a trip, but you didn't know where. You've been wanting to do something differently, but you didn't know how. It's like everything's kind of coming into place, and you're starting to gain the confidence in your ability to take this journey, whatever it is for you, or to go on this trip or to try this new thing, because you have yourself to rely on. You're protected, you are safe, and everything is going to be just fine. I feel like for anyone who is doing something out of their comfort zone, I feel like what you need to know is that you are protected through this, and that you are ready for these challenges. You are ready for what you have been seeking. And I think it's interesting too, there's Sagittarius energy here in the Seeker, which the Sagittarius also rules the 9th house. So I do feel like, you know, this is a time of exploration, even if it's just your inner world. Maybe you're feeling safe enough to explore yourself internally, or maybe you're letting go of biases and prejudices that stopped you from exploring spiritual things that you're interested in, or a belief system that you thought was wrong to pursue, or you're recognizing is just human conditioning or something like that. I feel like you are you're really just coming into yourself. pile 3. I really do feel like this is a month where, you know, you can take risks, you can try something new, and I think that you're gaining the bravery and the trust within yourself to see what could be, see what happens, and follow those intuitive nudges even when you don't know how they're going to turn out. So let's go ahead and look at what your challenge this month is going to be. So we have Justice and we have Chiron with healing. Healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. So I feel, I don't even think this is necessarily a challenge. I think that this is more so, let's get a clarifier, because this doesn't really seem like a challenge at all. So how is this a challenge? Okay, so your biggest challenge is doubt. Your biggest challenge is uncertainty. Because really, this is direct evidence. This Justice card is like, yeah, the universe is on your side. And we have the theme of balance here, that your intuitive guidance is not leading you astray. I feel like there is a part of you, one, I would pay attention to where your Chiron placement is, because you might find that you have like, maybe you have your Chiron in Sagittarius, or maybe you have a Chiron in a placement that makes it easier for you to overthink. Maybe Chiron in Libra, for example, with Justice here. I feel like your only challenge this month is dealing with negative thoughts or doubt or insecurity around the decisions you want to make. I feel like you know in your heart and you know in your soul you've made so much progress and that you've grown so much, but there's that just that little lingering, yeah, but what if? And I feel like it's that what if is the only thing that you need to address. Like, I feel like you have everything that you need in order to take the next steps that you've been wanting to take. I think your only challenge is the uncertainty. But what if I'm not ready? But what if things don't work out the way I want them to? But what if they do work out? What if they work out even better than you thought they have? What if you are making the right decision for yourself? What if you know exactly what you need? And what if your healing has brought you exactly to these experiences so that you can take these next steps? I feel like what the universe needs to say, wants you to know, one, is that you get out what you put in. And I feel like you've put in a lot of work in the past. And this month is a lot about trusting in the healing that you have already done, and trust in the fact that things are not going to just crumble in front of you. I feel like that's your biggest thing, is like, you may still, I feel like this is the biggest thing. When you get caught up in thoughts and in uncertainty, that's when you really need to say, okay, my thoughts are taking me out of alignment. I need to what do I need to do to take myself out of my mental body so that I can start going within? What's my heart telling me? What's my gut telling me? And sometimes it's not about even asking that, but just purging those thoughts, whether it's through movement or going in nature or talking it out with someone that you trust and care about. This is a lot about trusting what your guidance is, what your inner guidance is telling you, trusting in what your intuition is telling you, and not allowing the fears of your logical mind or the uncertainty your logical mind has to stop you from taking action, from taking risks, because I think that you are ready for new challenges. You're ready for new experiences, and it's only your doubt, which is very small, by the way, that's getting in the way. And I don't even think you're really going to have a challenge with this. I feel like you're ready to step up to the plate. You're ready to speak your truth. You're ready to do something differently. And I feel like the universe is on your side with this. The biggest challenge here is just trusting that, and just trusting in the steps that you've been taking. You're doing amazing, pile 3. Like, you are literally doing amazing. Like, there is no need to worry. There is no need to beat yourself up, and there is no need to stay stuck in your head. So when you get stuck in your head, that is a sign you need to get into your body. You need to get into your heart space. You need to do things that you love. You need to move that excess energy out. You need to talk about it with someone that you trust. Whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you do to help you when you get stuck in your head, that is the only thing that you need to do. And I think that that is going to be a minor challenge. I don't think it's going to be something that derails you, because at the end of the day, you are making decisions from a place of groundedness. You are making decisions from a place of practicality, but also practicality in a way that may seem impractical to others, but it's practical to you because you're ready for it. if that makes sense. This is a really beautiful, beautiful energy here. And I think your biggest challenge is just trusting that everything is going to continue to work out as it's meant to. You've gotten this far. Look at how far you've come. Look at how much you've grown and evolved. Trust that that's only going to continue to unfold. And not only that, any challenges that you face, you have so much more experience and preparedness and tools at your disposal to face those challenges. And instead of allowing your worry and your fear to grow into something more substantial, your challenge is recognizing when it's surfacing so that you can address it before it becomes more of a problem. And I think you are. So I think that this is more so just about the fact that the divine is on your side, the universe is on your side, you are on your side. And because of that, like, you cannot fail. And to recognize that this healing is not for nothing, and that this is not some cruel trick from the universe. Like, this is part of growth and healing. Like, the only thing that is going to be challenging you this month is your uncertainty in yourself or getting stuck in your head. So finally, I just want to see what you guys need to be aware of this month, what the universe wants you to know. And in that, we have judgment and we have conjunction with empowerment. So this is interesting because 2 of these cards came out in another reading. So if you were drawn to that, it's quite possible that maybe you have messages in multiple piles. I do feel like, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous about this reading I'm nervous about every reading, but I don't know. I don't know how the messages are going to align for each and every one of you. So if you're drawn to another pile, there may be messages for you there. But I really do feel like what the universe wants you to know this month is that the universe is on your side. But with the Judgment card, I do feel like you are going to be... There could be some big aha moment this month where you just really see how everything has been aligning and unfolding for your highest good. But it's also interesting that this Judgment card features like what it looks like a naughty or nice list. I feel like what you're realizing is that the universe doesn't work based on, and this may be a reminder for you. I feel like the universe is reminding you that the universe doesn't make decisions based upon some morality system that humans have created. The universe works according to its own doctrine, and that doctrine is one of love. And it ultimately serves love. And anything that is not coming from a loving place, any guidance that you receive that doesn't feel right in your heart or doesn't feel loving, that's not true guidance. So whenever you receive guidance, even if it's from me and it doesn't feel right, it doesn't sit right in your heart, don't take it. Like, you are the ultimate judge of what is true to you and what is not. And there's a lot of guidance that, while well-intended, may not sit right with you, and that's okay. All that matters is that you take the information that is useful to you, that does align with your truth, that does align with your heart, and not allow what doesn't align with you to take up space in your head. I also think, you might be extra hard on yourself for past versions of yourself and might be judging yourself or thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get my karma for that. Like, there's a lot of misunderstandings around karma as being like punishments or something like that, when really everything in life is just cause and effect, and it's so much about the stories we tell ourselves about it rather than what objectively happens. And I think in your case, the universe is telling you that you are not being judged by the universe based on the past versions of who you were. You're not being... I'm sorry. I just need some water. I feel like what you need to know is that everybody has access to this kind of love and support from the universe, but not all of us empower ourselves to be open to it. And I feel like the universe is letting you know that you are just as special as anyone else, and you are just as important as anyone else, and that your dreams matter and your desires matter, and that the more you are open to solutions and open to the ways in which the universe can make things even better and can help guide you, the easier it is to trust in where you're being led and not worry and overthink about everything. Even though you may not have immediate answers as to how things are going to unfold, you will at some point, and everything will connect more clearly. Everything is working for your benefit, and I feel like this month you are working with the divine and yourself. You are literally co-creating with spirit, which is bad bitch energy, and bad bitch energy is gender neutral. Anyone can be a bad bitch. We are all bad bitches here. And sometimes people just don't see that they're a bad bitch, and it takes a lot of time and steps for them to become awakened to their bad bitchness. But the thing is because you are awakened to your bad bitchness, you can help show other people that they're bad bitches too. And I think that that's part of the value in you following what feels right to you, especially if you feel guilt about investing more time in yourself and focusing on yourself more. The universe is trying to get you to see that that doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, a lot of people could learn from that and learn from you that investing in yourself is not a bad thing, and placing all of your energy in another is not necessarily a good or selfless thing. Sometimes it can be a symptom of running away from ourselves or not wanting to face what we need to do. And I think really in this case, you are being empowered to utilize what you've learned and start taking on bigger risks and bigger challenges and things you never thought you could face before. This is really you recognizing that you're so much more than you thought you were, and recognizing how the illusions of your thoughts are really just illusions keeping you trapped in ways of being that don't align with your soul anymore. This is really you recognizing that you don't need to take judgment or bullshit from other people, even if they think you're doing something wrong. Only God can judge you. Only God can judge you, or spirit, or the universe, whatever you call it. And at the end of the day, other people's judgments don't matter to you. And the more that you protect what is valuable to you, what is true to you, and not allow the thoughts, the words, the judgments of other people to be something that stops you from trusting what your internal guidance is telling you, the more you will realize how it never had power over you in the first place. And that the only time it did have power over you is when you gave it away. And I really just think this is bad bitch energy. And October is about being a bad bitch and realizing that you are one. And if people have a problem with that, it's because they just haven't recognized their own inner bad bitch. And hopefully your presence will help them become aware of it. But if it doesn't, it's not your problem to show them. You just have to keep living your truth. It is not your problem to solve all the world's problems. It is not your job to carry the world on your shoulders. We all have a role to play on this planet, and we are all doing the best with the knowledge we have at the time that we're doing it. And the truth of the matter is that you can only be responsible for your part in it. All you are truly responsible for is your ish. You don't need to be carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. It's just gonna make it even more difficult to go on your journey. But I think you're just becoming so much more aware this month of how maybe you disempowered yourself in the past, and just realizing how much more powerful you are than you thought. I feel like you're also going to be seeing how a lot of media has investment in us being negative and us disempowering ourselves and us believing that we don't have a stronger role, or that we don't have a voice, or that our voice doesn't matter. I think what you're going to be realizing is just how powerful your perspective is and how much more you are than you were conditioned to be. You are amazing. You are incredible. You are multidimensional, and you are a bad fucking bitch. So live it, be it, listen to it, because that is what you are. So pile 3, I'm going to finish this off with some final guidance. So let's go ahead and see what guidance the universe wants to leave you off with for this month. So to start, we have nostalgia, learn from the past, be here now. Yeah, this is you really saying like, damn, like I've been through it, but look at where I am now. And like, look at what I have grown from. And the recognition of like, you can't go back and tell the old version of yourself what you knew now, but what you can do is be present with the person that you are now and embrace the person that you are now and take life from this new place of experience and wisdom, and have compassion for the versions of you that got you to this point. Instead of being like, oh, I was so stupid for doing that, or I can't believe I did that. Instead, be like, man, past me was doing the best they could at the time that they were there with the resources that they had. And it would have been nice to have that knowledge, but I couldn't have gotten that knowledge unless I had gone through these experiences. This is about being kind to yourself and loving yourself and recognizing that having gratitude for those past versions of yourself, because they were just doing their best, and it was their best that brought you to the best version that you are now. But we also have wealth. Money is on its way to you. Think thoughts of abundance. So like I said, if you've been wanting to manifest a trip and you don't know how you're going to get the resources for it, trust your guidance. You have no idea the tons of different ways that exactly what you need can fall right in your lap. Be open to limited possibilities. Be open to taking in our guidance even when it doesn't make sense. Tell your logical mind to shut the fuck up when it is doubting things and say, okay, what is this telling me? Let me just see. In the words of the wise prophet Jordan Sparks, one step at a time. No need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen, and it's supposed to happen that we find the reasons why one step at a time, something like that, okay? It's a bop. If you haven't heard it, you should listen to it. Anyway, we also have, so everyone has gotten a solar plexus card this month. So I definitely feel like everyone is learning lessons in the solar plexus region. Everyone could work a little bit on their solar plexus, but the theme around it is divination, which is interesting. So the trigger statement is, I am so drained, and the true statement is, I am shielded. You are finding balance as you see what resonates and what does not. With clear sight, you are safe and protected. Yeah, this is all about trusting what you know, trusting your guidance, trusting what you've grown through. You've got this. You are like I said, you're a bad bitch. I've said that a lot, so I'm going to stop. But we also have surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And finally, we have a stone that could be useful to you in this month if you wanted to be enabled to do some retail therapy, or if you already have this stone, it could be good to work with. And for you, we have kyanite. Blue kyanite comes in the form of long, striated columns. Its heady vibe makes it a mindful choice for the 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon meditation set. Who needs it? The perpetually restless. Where to put it? On the bedside table, altar, or wherever you are looking to go deep. When to use it? When you find yourself drowned out by that mental noise. Even the greatest thinkers need to be reminded, thoughts are thoughts, reality is reality. You can deal with it like an anxious chihuahua, or you can get down with kyanite and align with the moment with your calm and cool intact. Deepen your perspective. Yeah, let me grab some. I have some right here in case you wanted to see. Kyanite. So yeah, this is kyanite if you are interested in it or feel drawn to it. But yeah, this is really about overcoming your mindset, because that's the only thing stopping you from being a bad bitch or from deluding you to thinking you're not one. So pile 3, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me and show gratitude for what I do. But if you'd like to do that in other ways that are also simple and easy, you can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. Those help me so much. You can subscribe if you haven't already and click that little notification bell to be part of my notifications squad. I do sometimes get comments from people saying that I haven't posted in a while, and I do post pretty often. I mean, obviously I've been gone mostly this month because I've been so freaking sick, but you know, make sure you have notifications on, because it could be that you're also just missing my uploads because YouTube's not letting you know. But other ways you can support me, you can check out my social media, which is linked down below, though do be aware that there are scammers pretending to be me. As I say every time, I will not DM you asking you for a personal reading or expecting you to pay for a personal reading, because I do not offer personal readings. So and I have merch linked below, but that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching and for being here and for putting up with my sick voice. I want to wish all of my October Libras and Scorpios a very happy birthday. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!